Lunga, do you want to say anything? Do you want to share some insight from your group? Thank you.
I thought Christina was gonna speak about what we've been discussing. We talked about our personal goals. We want to find land, and then we discussed about budgeting, because we need to budget in order to achieve whatever you are trying to do. Because you need to know how the cost of everything, and then how are we planning to do that by checking our habits of doing things in order to achieve whatever that we want to achieve. Because this personal goals, it's a very tricky thing, because we do things without planning, so we end up not affecting our businesses.
Great,
I
thank
think,
you.
yeah, I think, it's what I said. We're trying to find land, and then so that we don't disturb our businesses. That's why we were talking about finding land. Most of us, we want land. Never want to expand his part, and so is Christina with the same ideas on what we want to achieve. So we talk about budgeting or opening an account where you can pour money every month in order for you to reach that goal. Yes, thank you.
Great, thank you. Anybody else? We still have a few more minutes on those questions.
Hello, I just jumped in as well.
Hi, Bule. Yeah.
But I'll try to summarize or present what I understand, because I read the workbook. So now, my name is Pule Bore. I'm from Ruval. I run a small business. It's a multidiscipline business. I call it a information hub. It's whereby I help with secretarial services, graphic design, t-shirt printing, your cell phone repairs, your laptop repairs. I help youth register companies. I train some of the youth with graphic design as well. Yeah, and I design brochures, I design posters, I make video editing as well. I make invitation videos. Yeah, so that's what I basically do. My personal goals is to learn in terms of budgeting, how to budget and bookkeeping, and as well for my business as well, because I'm struggling in terms of financial management and bookkeeping and keeping track of my records and transaction of the business as well. Yeah, and I think the 5 aspects that it's budgeting, bookkeeping, financial management, and marketing as well. Marketing the business very well. And yeah, I think I tried to sum it up. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much on that. Yonela, your hand was up, then you put it down. What happened?
Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. Are you good? The question was, we should list the practical steps to achieve our financial goals, right? So our group came up with having discipline to saving and investing very wisely towards your goal as well. So it's discipline and investing at the right places to achieve your goal quicker and safer.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Yonela. And then, yeah, I think we will then, there was one, George, your hand was up. You disappeared before Sfiso will come on next. Let's just hear your voice and then over to you, Sfiso, after George responds. He put his hand and then he disappeared.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Just hello, everyone. Just, yeah, just like the lady has been saying, it's, the feeling of not having money and having money is not the same because in the group, in room two, we shared that if you have money, if you don't have money, you usually feel like anxiety kicks in. You don't feel like you don't want to be around people, especially as an entrepreneur. I spend most of my days sleeping indoors, feeling like everyone can see that you don't have money. And it's actually not the case, but that's how you feel because you know you don't have money. So your self esteem kind of like goes down. And when you have money, there's excitement, and it's very difficult to stick to the budget because the minute you get money, I think one of my personal goals is to pay uh, my expenses first because if I go near the stores, I might end up buying what I'm not supposed to buy. So it kind of like it kind of like affects your well-being, having money and not having money. So it's better for one to always stick to the budget, although it's difficult when money comes in to stick to the budget. So that's what I wanted to share.
Eish, Matabani, ukhuluma qiniso. You are talking truth. The emotion of not having money and being stuck indoors. It's rough. Kunzima. You know, and then when you do, you're like, and then, you know, and I think that budget, having it written down helps. But anyway, let's keep going. Thank you so much for being vulnerable and being honest and talking the reality on the ground. And without any further ado, and we will unpack these later with Usis Nomvuyo as we have these conversations. But over to you. Putsifisa Ndwandu. Unjani Bhuti? Can you?
Ngiphilile dadewethu. Thank you very much. Thank you guys
Yes.
can you hear me?
Very well, Bhuti.
Yes, thank you. A very vulnerable conversation. I could hear some voices cracking as I walked some of the rooms, that people were quite emotional about this subject. So I think it's a great start. So anyway, many ideas came through. I've listed probably about 20, but I'll try to summarize. I think at the top is budgeting and record keeping. Everybody seemed to agree that budgeting and record keeping is very important step if you want to reach your financial goals. The next one is minimize expenses because you know when it comes to money, there are two holes. There is money coming in, there's money going out. So you either increase the money that is coming in or decrease the money that is leaving. So the minimize expenses is quite important. And the next one is generate income, which means find different income streams that brings more income into you or into your business. So that's important, and minimize, of course, the expenses. The next one is track not just generate income and expenses, but also track the expenses and track and analyze what are you spending the money on that is leaving your account. The next one is invest, which is grow wealth and over time. And there's even suggestions around invest in assets. Particularly, what I saw a few times is invest in land, which is quite interesting. There is someone who suggested that automate savings, which means when you reach money, when you have money in that reaches you, you must automate a portion of that money going into savings. It must, the concept, I guess, of pay yourself first. Some of you may have read that book. Purchase land came a few times. Someone gave a very practical advice that keep the money in the pocket. Because some of us just can't keep the money in the pocket. It almost burns the pocket. The moment the money comes into the pocket, it has to go. So somebody said, please keep the money in the pocket. And then somebody says, using a business language, maintain a positive cash flow. Because cash flow, they say cash is king, because that is why this gentleman was saying, if I don't have cash, I don't feel like socializing. I stay in my room. I stay in my place. So cash is king. So maintain a positive cash flow. And then practical advice is avoid debt. And then another very relevant one says, once you have debt, pay all debt first. So pay badala equivalent, get that out of your way. And then almost towards the end, know what you want, because that's important probably at the beginning, because you should know what you want and set specific goals that are realistic over a specific time frame. So those are some of the ideas that came through. And thank you very much, guys. Very robust and very good advice that you have shared. Thank you.
Thank you, Butsviso. And he, by the way, just so you know, he is our lead coach. So Butsviso is taking care of all the coaches that coach you and everything. And so, anytime you need support or understanding of coach, please do touch base with Butsviso. Christoph, so now we're going into our topic really around any thoughts you want to share around looking after my well-being with a
I don't think I need to say much more, Tobeka. I think we're going to learn a lot from what Nomvuyo is going to share with us now. Just perhaps to note that we are on a journey here. So what we start off with today in terms of our financial well-being is the foundation for what we're going to do the rest of the program. And we're going to be building on that. So just to make sure, let's arrive for our 12 o'clock Wednesday meetups here, because that we're going to build on it. We're going to build on it. We're going to build on it. And as we go through it, I think it's going to be quite an empowering experience for all of us. Yesterday, I see Kosia is here and Billy is here, and help me if there are other coaches in the room that are just kind of joining us here today already, just to get a feel of what the entrepreneurs are, where you guys are at. And yesterday, I can share with you guys quickly what the coaches said. It may surprise you.
What did they say, Chris?
Because when we ended the session with the coaches, the induction session with the coaches, what they said, what many of them said, several of them said, is that they're really looking forward to connecting with entrepreneurs, because they know when they connect with entrepreneurs, they learn so much. The coaches learn so much. So when it comes to financial well-being and building our businesses, it's not that everyone knows everything, but that relationship with a coach for you is going to be a special one to contextualize what you're going to learn in the next 20 minutes.
Great. Thank you so much, Christoph. And it will be great, even those coaches who are here, some of them have already put the name coach so-and-so, to just be able to see who's the coach in the room for those who don't know, to differentiate. So that would be great if we could, for the coaches to do that. And really, thank you so much, Christoph, for that insight. And now we're going to really go into our topic for today. Any notes, please write notes. Put some thoughts and ideas that come to your mind in the chat. Use that emoji of just like, wow, that was profound, whichever one. It's a nice way for us to kind of see there's something that's landing for you or something that's leaving you like, wow. And without any further ado, I'll introduce Usis Nomvuyo Bengane, and she's the implementation lead for the program. And of course, she's also written a book recently, by the way. I just thought I'll put that in. And over to you, Siswa.
Hi, everyone. Hi, young people from Ekasi and rural areas. Welcome to this course. I am going to be speaking to you about something that I love, prosperity. And that's why my book is about prosperity, unleashing prosperity. And, what I love about this particular course is that it's this particular course, and the fact that it's at the very start. I like it because then we know that we are talking about a healthy mindset. We are talking about prosperity financially. We are talking about prosperity of the mind. So we are talking about holistic prosperity. So that is why I'm so excited about today. And let me tell you a story. To just feed myself some energy, I listened to some music this morning about Image, and then I listened to Black Motion. Who knows that song? Etifagimal, my son dances so well to that song. I didn't know it's someone who is at court wanting money from court. I just loved the beat. And then I listened to another one by Kabza De Small. Again, Ufuni Malening, and I remembered that there's one of my sister's children who likes that song, and I often ask him, how are you going? You want Imali Ening? How are you going to get that Mali Ening? And then, of course, there is that song by Zakes Bantwini that was a hit last year, also about money. So there's so many things about money. Money makes the world go round. So many quotes about money. But today, in this particular lesson, there are only 3 things that I want you to take out today. Only 3. 1, I want to take out the fact that you can manage your emotion around money. Number 1. So, George, what I want you to take out today is that you can still, even when you don't even have a cent in your pocket, you can still go out there and build your business and make the life that you want for yourself. Number 2, I want you, because even as I looked at this, someone is saying I'm a groovist. Well, I love dancing. Number 2, the lesson that I want you to take today is that your goals must be smart. I didn't see any smart goals. In all the feedback that I was getting, I didn't see any smart goal. And then the last lesson is then the practical as to how do you do it. So those are the 3 things that I want you to take today. Whatever you do, whether you get distracted or whatever, but know that these are the 3 things that I want you to take today. Sharp. Phela mina angikhulumi ngiyi-1. Angithi, let me see some reaction, some action, some reaction, so that I know I'm not speaking by myself. Okay? All right. So, for you to prosper, you need to have a money IQ and a money EQ. A money IQ is just understanding money, understanding how money works, understanding financial literacy. That's money IQ, the intelligence, the knowledge about money. But also, you also need to understand, to have money EQ. You must have the ability or the capacity to manage your emotions around money, to manage your attitudes and your behaviors concerning money. Those are the 2 things that you need. And it starts today for you to do that. I wish that from today onwards, you acquire that knowledge about money EQ. So you've already told us what you want, what your feelings are around money. You happy when you have it? And you know what happens? You get so happy. Some of us, we get so happy. Take our children out, our children out, or we go and buy the hair, we go and do the nails, we go, we just want, because we've got money. And guess what? That money that we thought we have soon disappears and we get anxious and we don't want to go out. So you must know for yourself, what do you do and how do you feel? Those acknowledging those emotions that you have around money is very, very important. You must know for yourself, because remember, you can't change it until you can acknowledge it. Eh? You must know how you respond. Actually not even respond, because response is a different feeling. You must know how you react when you have money, and when you don't have money. You must be able to know how you react to money. That's very, very important. Okay. So now, many of us, no, let me not add myself there. Many people are poor and unhappy. They don't have money and they are unhappy. They have low EQ and low money EQ, and they have low money IQ. Others, and this is where I was at some point in my life, because I was taught, fortunately, my mother taught me very well that, no, my child, don't worry when you don't have money. So I was taught to be poor and happy, not to make money be a dial that controls my emotions. So I'm lucky to have had a mother like that, who taught me not to make money the center of my life. Okay? So sometimes we think when you are rich, you are going to be happy. Do you know how many people postpone their happiness? I will be happy. You know, when Mang I'll be happy. When I have a mamita, that's what Kabzat is small saying. When I have a mamita, people are going to respect me. When I have a mamita, then I will be happy. I'll have the house, I'll have the car, I'll have this and that and that and that. We think like that. But you know what? Let me tell you what. There are many rich people who are unhappy. They have money IQ, but they don't have money EQ. So what we want you to have money EQ, high money EQ, and high money IQ. We want you to be wealthy and happy. How do you do that? So look at this lady. She's looking at the watches. She's got the hair. She's got ubukwebe, she's got the look, and which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. But where is it a problem? It's only a problem when you think that when you don't have money, then you are nothing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. When you think, Uguti, without money, you are nothing, then you have tied your self-worth to your net worth. And that is what we don't want you to do. We would like you to be wealthy and happy. Okay, so we want you to manage your mindset. So I like this quote by Lynn Twist. She says, money is like water flowing, carrying our intentions and desires, capable of nourishing our values and relationships and the world at large. This is how we need to look at money. Money is available. Money flows. It carries our intentions. It helps us achieve our dreams. It helps us achieve our desires. It is able to help us nourish our values, nourish our relationships. It helps us to make the difference that we want to make in the world. It helps us to make the impact, to create jobs. That's what money does. But unfortunately, sometimes we tie ourselves so much to money that we don't let it flow like it should. So, how do we do that? How do we change our mindset with regards to money? And one, it is in the habits. It is in the habits that we inculcate in ourselves. There are habits that we need to do. You are not going to be happy when you have money. You must be happy now. So success is a product of daily habits, not once in a lifetime transformation. So says James Clear. You know, James Clear in his book, Atomic Habits. Please get that book. Please get that book. It's a powerful book and it's been a #1 bestseller. And he talks about how to cultivate good habits. And he says, if you can just do 1%, 1% every day, by end of the year, you would have improved by 37.78 times. 1% every day. You do something and you try to be better. Little bit by little bit by little bit, just a little bit every day. Then you'll find that by end of the year, you are 37.78 times better. So cultivate those habits. And what are those habits? The one of them is the power of now. In my book, I talk about how I learned this. You know, I learned about it in a situation, and I write about it. I didn't know at the time there was a term. There was someone, Eckhart Tolle, who wrote the book, The Power of Now. And he articulates it so well, the power of now. What does it mean? What does it mean? You know, with the coaches, the other time we're teaching them about situational leadership. The power of now means you must always be aware of where you are now. So you must always be aware of where you are now in terms of your money, in terms of other things, but more than anything, in terms of your mindset and your emotions. You must be mindful of where you are. That's the power of now. You must be mindful of where you are. And it's very important. It's a habit of mindfulness. We have to inculcate, cultivate that in ourselves. Wazi ukuthi situation injani ithini. That's very important. Because when you do that, even when you have a lot of money today, you know, hey, I have this money today, but my goal by end of the year is to have this. My goal by end of the year is to have this much money. So if I spend all of this that I have now, how am I going to spend? How am I going to achieve my goal? So that's the power of now. Please go back. Please go back. Then the second one is the golden hour. This I really recommend highly. The golden hour is about journaling. Here is my golden hour. This is my journal. So, what's a golden hour? A golden hour is just, remember we said it's something that you do every day. So every day, when you just give yourself an hour before end of the day, give yourself an hour to just think of how the day went. What are you grateful for in the day? What can you celebrate in the day? Who do you need to forgive for the day? And sometimes it's yourself. You have ever spent money that you didn't have. Sometimes it's yourself that you have to forgive. What ahas, what lessons have you had that day? And finally, then you create tomorrow, today. Meaning, you write down all the things, all the goals and tasks that you have, that you are going to, the things that you are going to do the next day. That's the golden hour. I recommend it highly. And I recommend that you do it at the end of the day. Why is it important, the golden hour? Why is it important? The golden hour keeps you in a resourceful state. You know, it makes that anxiety that you were feeling, it must dissipate. There's a time I remember when someone asked me, why are you always happy? And he was saying it with such, you know, why are you always happy? And I was so shocked at what he asked me, because anyway, he wasn't looking happy at all. But he was like, why, why are you always happy? Then I realized how important it is to keep yourself in a resourceful state. Keep yourself in a state where negativity does not sit. It does not build itself in your heart, in your mind. It does not sit. It must dissipate every day, every day. You know what scripture says, do not sleep with your anger. So how do we do that? How do we do that? How do we change? How do we prosper? How do we reach? How do we prosper? Remember, the first thing is to look after our minds. Make sure we have a good, healthy mindset by doing those things that I suggested every day. The next thing is to set goals. Goal setting is so important. And I noticed as we were giving feedback that most of you were talking about goals for the business. And I laughed because I am from there. We're setting, you know, as entrepreneurs, we're so busy building this business, and now we make even this business to be the most prime thing. No, you are still you. George, you are the most important person. You are more important than your business. Businesses can fall, businesses can crash, but you will be able to build the next business. So you are more important. So that is why we needed to start with this personal goal setting. And I'm saying this to my team because this is what we said. No, we must start with the personal one. So we must start with your goals, not the business's goals, your goals. Okay? So personal goal setting is very important. And what it is determining what you want to accomplish, breaking down into actionable steps, and setting a timeline for completion. Remember, your business, much as important, it is a vehicle for your own prosperity. Okay? So you have to set a goal. Goal setting is very important because it's going to clarify your direction. It's going to keep you motivated. Oh yes, you know where you are going to. wa tseba gore o ya kae. You know, you are not just papazeling, Jane, you know, going with no direction. So personal goals give you direction, they give you motivation, they give you a measurement of progress. Okay, I said I'm going here by such and such a time, but now, oh, Gosiam, it's September. I'm not even halfway. What can I do to just make sure that I cover up? That's why goal setting is so important. Goal setting is going to lead you to growth and development. You know that? Because it keeps you focused. Because then it makes you aware that, oh, okay, I need to grow. I need to learn this because I don't know this. This is why I'm not achieving my goals. It helps you to make the right decisions. And more than that, it helps you to communicate with other people, your employees, your family, to communicate exactly where it is that you are going. And it also helps you to be accountable to yourself. So goal setting is very, very important. Okay. Now, here is the thing. As I said, when I looked at the chats and your responses, I didn't see anyone having a SMART goal. I didn't see anyone saying, I want to have saved 100,000 by such and such a time. I didn't see that. Maybe I didn't look at maybe I didn't look at the information properly, but I didn't see it. So when you set a goal, it has to be smart. It must be specific. It must be measurable. It must be achievable. It must be relevant, and it must be time bound. This thing looks, for many people, it sounds complicated, and yet it is not complicated at all. Smart, specific, you know, I must be able to say exactly what I want. What is it that I want? But it must also be measurable. How much? How many? You know, measure. Okay. It must be measurable. It must be achievable. Oh my goodness. How often do we set goals that are just too high up there? I want to make 1 million in 1 year. And I'm not saying that it's not achievable, but if you are making at the moment 1,000 Rand profit a month, can you make 1 million Rand in a year? Aibu. Aibu. So it must be achievable. It must be relevant. I like the relevant. You know what it means, relevant to me? To me, it means it must be in line with exactly where with my vision. It must be relevant. It must be aligned to my vision, and it must be time bound. By when? Otherwise, it's going to be indefinitely. Okay, next slide, please. So, thank you, that one. So we often say, I'm going to get fit. Is that a goal? That's not a goal, that's a dream. I'm going to double my business turnover. Is that a goal? No, it's a dream. Now it has to change from being a dream to being a goal. If I say I'm going to get fit, what is fit? Be specific. What is fit? If fit is about running, let's say you want to be fit, you want fit for you. Okay, let it be, let's use me as an example. If I want to lose, let's say I want to lose 10 kilograms by end of the year. then obviously I must be able to say, I want to lose 10 kilograms by end of the year. That is specific, it's time-based, but is it smart? Not yet. It's not yet fully smart. What would make it fully smart are the other things. You know, I must be able to add, I want to lose 2 kilograms every month. And how am I going to do that? By eating well, by running better, by watching what I eat. That then becomes a smart goal. I'm going to double my business turnover. It's a dream. What will make it smart? I want to have sales of 200,000 by so much. And to do that, I want to increase that turnover by so much every month. And I will do that by improving my marketing. I will do that by doing this. So you have a plan. It must be smart. And it is easy. It's not difficult at all. But it's very important. Okay, next slide.
Sure. Are we good? Are we there? There's a lot of insight. We're still going to go into a budgeting a little bit. But really, if there's any questions, any thoughts so far, please put those in the chat, everyone, just to kind of get the feel of, you know, how you're feeling, what was shared with you, what resonated with you. Please put that in, because after this we will go into the breakout room again, just a little there, so that we make sure that if you have questions or something that was a nugget, you discuss it in the breakout room as well. But
yeah, can I just go back
one slide? Yeah, we'll go back and then you'll go into the budgeting. Go back one, put
one slide, please. Okay.
And specific. My question needs you to be specific already. So enlightening is great. What is it that enlightened you? What is a question, you know? Because I have a question as you go on, Sis Nomvuyo. Sorry to interrupt you. You said something very interesting around my mindset. I need to keep going out there. Or your friends are saying, people around you are saying you are happy. My question that comes to me is that, what are the conditions around you that are having you be like that? That is what came to my mind, because you're not an island in yourself. Yeah. What keeps you going around you? But anyway, just a thought that came to me when you were talking in the first half of the conversation.
Okay.
Over to you.
Can I just go back to one slide more? Less. One slide back, please, Christoph.
Selling smart.
I just want to go back to, yes. So, how much do you want to have saved by 31st of August? And I want you to write that down. Before we go into budgeting, I want you to write that down. How much do you want to have saved by 31st August 2025? In a year, how much? Okay. Now, when you have written it down, let's make sure that it must be smart. Let's go next slide, please. Is it smart? T, okay, T is easy. I need to have given it 31st of August. That's time. Ne? Specific. It is specific. It is specific. If you say, I want to have saved 10,000 Rand by 2025, by 31 August 2025, those two are already done. But is it measurable? So it is measurable, because money is measurable. How much money? That's measurable. You can measure money. how much? If it's about other things, how many? That's what measurable. And then is it attainable? Attainable means, can you achieve it? Can you achieve that goal? Is it possible for you to achieve it? So you have to look further into your situation and be able to say, okay, am I able to save 1,000 Rand a month? Am I able to do that? So that is achievable. Is it relevant? Because let me tell you, if you don't think it's relevant, you're not going to do it. So it must be aligned to your vision. It must be aligned to your vision. So that is it. So we can have a breakaway thingy before we go on to budgeting. Let us give them a breakaway. Thank you.
Thank you. No, that was, thank you so much. And actually, maybe this is either we do a break or we just think about it now. In your breakaway, remember you discussed some of your points, right? Your ideas, your SMART goals. Are you able to change some of your SMART goals now into a budget? As a budget item, as a line item, right? Because you need to understand this is where your assignment is. Hey, Chris, you can come on and we can maybe discuss this a bit on what that looks like in action now of all the stuff that was shared. How do you now think of what you put in your breakout into the budget? How is that going to be a line item? Chris, any thoughts?
Yeah, so the assignment, which we'll come to just now, is for you to actually do your personal budget. So I think it's quite important that we spend a bit of time on that and just make sure everyone understands that. But you will have to track your expenses and your income over the coming week as part of your assignment. We'll share this with you, so don't try to write it down now. Just listen for now. And then you can compile your budget based on the template that we will provide you, and that we'll be able to submit by Tuesday next week. So it's not a very huge task, but it is actually a practical one. So it's actually based on the facts, not on what the assumptions you make or the guesses that you make, but your real expenses and your real income. And then you can consolidate that onto that template that we'll provide you. Rashida will a bit later talk about exactly how we do that. But the important thing is perhaps that we cover as quick as we practically can without compromising too much. We also have our guest entrepreneur in the room that we want to allocate some time to. So perhaps we can just move on to budgeting as the last bit of content that we need to cover for today. But listen carefully, guys, because your assignment is going to be to compile your budget. So what Nomvuyo is going to share with you now is going to help you directly in doing so.
Yeah, okay. So Umpendulo says, I have learned that we must have money and make money, but money mustn't be the center of it all, because you can be financially rich and unhappy, and you can be happy without money. So we must come to a point whereby money doesn't control us. Pendulo, you are an answer. You are an answer. Thank you so much for understanding. You have articulated it so very well. Okay, so we said we understand now. We understand that we need to have a certain mindset. And then we said, okay, once we know that the mindset that we need to have, then we have to set our goals, and our goals have to be smart. Ne? But then we need to then have a budget, because a budget is going to help us track. It's going to help us track that spending. It's part of the planning. It's part of the goal setting to have a budget. It is how to manage your money so that you don't have the stress, so that you don't have you have control. That's the word. So that you have control. Because if you don't know guso, then you are not in control. You are just making things just happen. You are not in control. So budgeting keeps you at by steering of your money. That's what budgeting does. It makes you to be the steering of your money. Okay? So, how do we do it? Next slide, please. Okay, so one, plan before you use your money. You don't budget because you've got money. You don't budget because there is money. Even before you have money, you need to budget. That's number one. Number two, identify all sources of income. Sometimes you will see when we speak to Bonginkosi has more than one source of income. So identify where your money comes from. From some of you, some of the money can be coming even from your parents. They are still giving you money. They are still supporting you on other things. For some of you, money comes from your partner. Maybe you have a girlfriend who gives you money or a boyfriend who gives you money. So money can identify, and I'm not saying go and ask for money, please. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that. But that's the reality of the situation. For some people, they are given money by other people. Number three, first budget for needs, then wants. Oh my goodness. Next slide, please. First budget for needs, not wants. What's a need? There are certain things that you need, and there are certain things that you want. Needs are those essential items that are necessary for your health and your well-being. Those are needs. Water is a need. Sleep is a need. Food is a need. If you go into Maslow's hierarchy of needs, those are needs. But oh my goodness, we don't want the needs, we want the wants. We don't want the needs, we want the wants. We want to need it. So you don't want a car is a need. Having a small car is a need, maybe a need, but having a car, that's a want. Having a cell phone is a need, but having an expensive iPhone, that's a want. You see? So we have to know the difference between needs and wants. And we budget for the needs first, and then the wants come after. Okay? So, and oh, this is so key. Set aside money for emergencies. Do you know how many people don't pay insurance? Because insurance is an emergency. You know how many people don't pay insurance and then the car is in an accident and then they lose the car? They didn't budget for things like that. So have money for emergencies. Set aside money for emergencies. Allocate, save. Usfiso spoke about paying yourself first. And that paying yourself first usually means save. If you're deciding that you're going to have 10,000 rand by end of the year, let's say 12,000 rand by end of the year, means that 1,000 rand, even before you do anything else, make that 1,000 rand your saving. Pay it first before you even go to other needs and wants. So allocate money for savings. And then your budget has to be reviewed continuously. And I would say weekly, if possible. Review it weekly. Budget before you receive money. That's number one. Talk to your family about your budget. And that's also important. Talk to them first. You know why? Because there might be someone, oh, Mama, I want this. Mama, I want this. You must be able to say, my child, I told you that we don't have budget for that. You and them need to agree on what it is that you are going to spend money on. Number 9, what was already said, always adjust. Always adjust. Okay, I've already said that. Okay, so now let's make it practical. Let's make it practical now. Turn your money goals into a budget. So we said you want to save 12,000 Rand, and I'm just making, you want to save 12,000 Rand by 2025. I know for some of you it's 12,000 Rand, for others it's 120,000 Rand, for others it's 60,000 Rand. Maybe we've got others, Sabana Mami, who are going to save 1 million. We don't know. Okay, so let's look at it. How are you going to do this? So firstly, you must list all your sources of income. You are expecting money from that, and that. What is it? How much is it? And so you remember, you've got a time by when. So what is it? What is that? And how much are you getting from that? And yeah, by when will you be getting it? So that income must be very I'm going to get money from this and this and that. And then when you're done, you look at your expenses. Your needs first. You must budget for your needs first. I need to remember, not your wants, your needs first. So you state every need that you have. The rent, the food, the groceries, the electricity, those are needs. No electricity, and you can't do your work. So state all the things that are your needs. The water bill, the clothes sometimes are needs, but often they are wants. The school fees that you have to pay, all of those things. Write them down. What is it and how much are you budgeting for it? So we are looking only at column 1 and column 2. Yeah? So you write the ones as well. You state now all the ones. Oh, I'll go to Chilas. I'll go to whatever. I will. Oh, by the way, airtime is a need, because you've got customers that you have to communicate with. So the ones, the clothes, the chillers, the hair, and all of those things are ones. Put there how much you are budgeting for that, and then add your total. And then add your total needs and total expenses. And then you check that against your total income. So this is all the money that is going to come in. This is all the money that I am going to spend. And then now, remember this one, it has not yet happened. Now, this document is live. Iyaphila. So each time you get income, each time you are spent, you go back to it and say, oh, okay, I expected this income, I did not receive it. Or I expected this income, I received it. Or I received more. So you write in that third column. The third column now you are tracking. This is what I expected. This is what I received. Same with needs. These were my needs, and this is what I was going to pay, and this is what I have actually spent. Now, that is where then you learn the habit. Remember, habit is a daily thing. So now you learn the habit, and you learn it so much that you end up being able to do it even without recording sometimes. And I'm not advising you to not record, but when it's a habit, then you are able to do it without recording.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Nomvoyo. Everyone, if you have questions, remember we still have coaching. When you have your coaching sessions, when you have the assignment, that will help you through this. And I think without any further ado, this is an amazing topic, but I would love to bring in our speaker, Bongos. Just give us a little touch. 5 minutes? Can you give us 5 minutes only on your insight on your case study around this topic? Can you hear me, Buti?
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bongo Sitolo. I'm the founder and the owner of BOH Consulting. So I hold advanced diploma in accounting, and then I'm registered as a business accountant with SEBA by professional. So which is now for the past 3 years, I think I started 2020 when I was doing advance, but I started as a tutor, so which is accounting tutor, because it was COVID-19, and then there was no way to look for a job. So which is now I just think, okay, let me start something that will generate an income, because now we are stuck and we don't have any income that we will use to buy food. And then I tried to apply for SDE, so which is the social grant for 350, and then it was declined because before I was working as a teaching assistant at Nelson Mandela University, so which is that's when I started to operate as a tutoring company, and then so which is now because of there's no enough funds for the business, so which is now I try to find employment, so which is I managed to get an internship from Egoruleni, and then that year, so which is it was 2021, and then I try to save money so that I can start a small business again, so which is it will generate more income, so which is I was earning less than 3,000 at Gorleni, but because we were working maybe 2 days per week, and then so which is I save the other month for future emergencies, so which is 2022 when the contract ended, and then I decided, okay, let me start investing maybe this money to the spaza shop, so which is I try to buy umkuku, so some people call the mkuku as izozo, so which is it was close to 27,000, so estuha. And then I started to budget for stock, so which is, it cost me 10,000. And then because I have a background in accounting, and then I know how to budget, so which is every time I make decision, I check how much I will receive at the end of the month, and then I prioritize all the expenses according to the income that I will receive. So which is that will as this assisted me to grow in the business, because I have managed to open tutoring company, and then I managed to open a spaza shop, and I also now are trying to open an accounting services business. So which is, I will combine the tutoring company with the accounting service business. So which is now I will share my experience and knowledge with other entrepreneurs. So which is now because I'm qualified as a business accountant, so which is now I like to share all the information with other business, like how to keep record of your businesses. So which is now in terms of the income that I receive, so I have a stipend that I receive from the employment, and then I have 2,000, so which is I receive monthly for monthly bookkeeping services, and then I also receive income for spaza shop, so which is it's 2,000 plus or minus, so which is, it depend on the expenses that we have on the spaza shop. So which is, on the spaza shop side, we deduct the groceries, and then we deduct the amount that we pay to buy stock. And then so which is, in terms of the consulting businesses, so which is the 2,000, so I pay the accounting system, so which is, it cost me close to 114 rent per month, so which is the whole system. And then so which is, I also pay rent using the stipend, so the rent it's 1,000. And then so which is, I also pay rain Wi-Fi, so unlimited Wi-Fi, so which is cost me 535, but for rain and other stuff like a time and other things, I use 2,000. And then for rent and groceries for personal use, and then I use 4,000. So which is, now when I receive 2,000 from the spaza shop, I save all the money to the business account, so which is maybe to achieve the financial goal that I have. So which is for the past years, last year I managed to buy a test, so which is, it was 36,000, so using the income that I received from the spaza shop. And then this year, so which is, now I'm planning to build a house at home, so which is so far I managed to save 30,000 to my business account, so which is, now I see that maybe in 5 years, and then I will be able to share all the knowledge and experience with other entrepreneurs how to manage money. But I'm still trying, so which is, now the knowledge that I received from the course that I was doing at Nelson Mandela's, and the challenges that I face every day is the motivation behind my success.
Thank you.
Thank you so
So
much.
it looks like you already have a lot of potential clients. Thank you so much, Bonginkosi, because you are showing us, firstly, how difficult it is. Because one would have expected that with your qualification, getting a job is easy, but it's not.
Yeah.
It has, it has placed you into entrepreneurship, and you have done amazingly well. And let me tell you the reason why I chose Bonginkos. Because in the group, he is always encouraging others. He is always encouraging others. And thank you so much. I think you've shown what is possible, and maybe then we can have our Q&A from that. I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Nomvuyo. Thank you, Bongosi. And his answers, if you go back to the template, that's exactly what he did, if you think about all the income streams. And without any further ado, I think really I'm going to pull you in here, Rashida, to just give us quick logistics around the assignment, what needs to be done, because I think that's very important. And thank you so much, Ms. Nomvuyo, on that inspiration and that insight and knowledge around SMART goals and budgeting. Rashida, over to you.
Thank you so much, Topeka. For a moment there, I was confusing myself between being a participant and someone on the team. Because when Nomvuyo was talking about, are you the type who has money that just wants to spend it? I think I'm somewhere there. I can't rest until it's spent, but you know, I've learned so much, and thank you so much, Nomvuyo, for a great session today. Okay, so on assignments, all these assignments usually, so this is how it's going to work, right? You're going to have your workshop, and then before next week, this workshop, you would have done your assignment. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Christoph, but they are due on Tuesdays usually. Then, so regarding your assignments, yes, they would have to be due by Tuesday, and then you'd have workshop 2, and then you have your next deadline for your second assignment, which is the following week. But in between that week, you also will be having a coaching session. So between the 5th and the 13th of September, if, say, for example, assignment 1 or assignment 2, you're still struggling, there's still been challenges, you still have questions, you can then go and take your assignment to your coaching session. And your coaching is actually there for you to support you in how to apply. Number one, yes, understand, but also to help you apply it to your own business. So while we did do a case study, you will then be the case study in terms of the assignment you will carry out, and you will go and do and apply what you've learned to that. Now, regarding meeting your coach. Oh, by the way, sorry, peer forums, right? So after every second workshop, you will be attending what we call the online peer forums. And it's really a space where you all come together and share what you've learned over the past 2 weeks. Maybe you want to share some, some things happening on the ground within your business. It's really a online networking session among you. We can look at, the themes of the past 2 weeks. We can look at something. Maybe you have a suggestion on what you would like to cover. Please send us those suggestions as well, and we can see how we can fit it in. But really, that is a session co-created with you to network, get to know one another, and also just to bring home all the topics that we've covered in preparation for the next cycle. Now, meeting your coach, right? So as you've heard, we've onboarded our coaches, and we finalizing that today. And then we'll go through a matching process. So some of you have already, those of you who were fortunate to have verification done on site, you would have met your coach already. So those is most likely going to be the coach you will continue with. I know some of you have been asking your coaches, are you going to be my coach? And I think you've probably started heating it off with them already. So good news for you. Yes, you will continue with the same one. For those of you who have done the online sort of verification with people, you will, of course, have to meet your coach for the first time. So it will be an in-person session. It will be an in-person session scheduled by your coach. So your coach will, in fact, be given your details. They'll be given a short story about your background. And then also they will reach out to you directly to set up a time to schedule, which is most suitable for you. Of course, we're trying our best to match you with coaches most linked to you, or sorry, most closely located to you. So yeah, so that's how the coaching will work. Your coach will basically reach out to you. So please do keep an eye on your communication via WhatsApp or calls. They will be given all your details to be able to make that connection. Okay, and then last but not least, if you are lost, you know where to go, the helpline. And if you are, you can also, of course, check for any updates, or if you want to access the diary or any links, etc., such as the program page, you can access that on the program page as well. Remember, with regards to data, make sure that you update your data by 10 o'clock on the day of the workshop. So no later than 10 a.m. on a Wednesday, or on the day that you have your session, 2 hours before it needs to be updated. If it's not, you'll probably have to wait for the next week before we can do that or change anything. The event link, it's always going to be the same link. I've probably added most of you already to the Google Calendar invites. Your links are in there as well, to be able to attend. Amanda, of course, thank you, Amanda, for continuously sending out those reminders. And then also, yes, with regards to session trackers. So your coach will explain to you how there's a short little form that will probably take you 1 to 2 minutes, and your coach will share that link with you during your session to complete. It's just a proof to show that you've actually had the coaching session. It's a very short format. Make sure that you complete it during your coaching session, because else that coaching session might not be counted. Okay, and then your assignments, there is a link as well that's also on the screen, also on the program page, also in the chat, also shared in the assignments and content group. So when you have to submit your assignments, it's usually a Google form, and then you would have to attach the template. So if you look at today's assignment, the budget will be shared with you through an Excel or Google Sheet template. You then complete that template, you download it as a document, and then attach it to the Google form. Okay, that you'll then fill out your very short details. It's not a lot in the Google form itself. It's more so that you have to attach your assignments to that. Sometimes you may have assignments where you have to do it in your workbook in future. For those, you'll probably take like a screen grab or a screenshot and attach those as your assignments on the form. And then last but not least, before we quickly go into the quiz, is that after every cycle, so after we are going to ask you to tell us how you've been experiencing the program. This is your way to connect with us directly, where we can really start to look from an individual experience point of view. What is going on? You know, what challenges are you experiencing? And we can address those as well in going forward into the future of the program. Okay, so now I'm not sure if yeah, we have a quiz. I don't know if Tobeka, you want to maybe tell them about the quiz that they need to complete?
Into the quiz now. The link is going to be put in the chat, Rashida. So please, right now, click on it, go through it. It's a quiz for your own good as well. It helps you figure out where you're at and just to keep track of the learning and how you can put it in action. The quiz is in the chat right now, I think.
Yeah, I will get it in. Just a reminder as well. This quiz is also part of you attending today. So the one that's on the screen at the moment, you have to complete it. Okay, so if maybe we can give you, I know we're already on time, but please make sure that you finish this as soon as this workshop is done, because this is also like your proof that you've been here today. You've kept, and of course now we can send you the assignment.
Yeah. So remember, do it right now. It contributes to your whole experience, right? For us to know you here and everything. Maybe even the bucks, I don't know. Ivy, correct me there. But yes, so please make sure you do that right now. Click on there, start answering those questions. And remember the feedback, participant feedback, Christoph has put it, click on that. Assignment submitter, the link is in the chat. Please click on that. Keep track of your coaching as well as the data number for your data for whichever network and the program page. Very important. So we don't need you to miss out on that. Christoph, anything else? I know we are running through, we're a minute late. We apologize, but I think what was most important is that you get the content that Usus Nomvuyo has shared and the learning. And now is the time for you to see how you put that all in action. Thank you. Christoph?
Yeah. So the wonderful thing of this program is that you not only learn, but you also earn. And the immediate earning is as busy bugs. So each of these things that you do successfully, like attend this event, submit the form and so on, there are busy bugs to be earned. That's right, Amanda, isn't it?
Yeah. So cofani lapha guys,
Yes.
cofa nenze zezi zinto. I-opportunity ye-bugs, ningazimiss, nizithole.
That's the last for this session. It's not the last from us at all. You know, we still have a journey to cover, and I'm really looking forward to hear from the coaches too, those things that you share with them. We do have some reflection sessions planned with the coaches, you know, sort of to where they can come and sharpen their swords too, or their pencils rather, in terms of helping you. But yeah, we're looking forward to a journey with you. Thank you very much, Nomvuyo, for your inspirational and touching and connected way of presenting things that sometimes budgets we don't think of, things that touch our hearts, you know, but it does, as you've explained to us. And then if there are any issues, we've got the helpline open. WhatsApp is there for us to help you if you get stuck anywhere.
Thank you, Christoph. Sviso, any thoughts quickly there?
Just a quick one, exciting. We started off the blocks, so it's quite exciting to be amongst you entrepreneurs that are going to be running the economy of this country. And you already are in your own local communities, but we're hoping that through this cause and other interventions, you can grow and really do great things. But I just want to, in the context of the assignment, to also just put in just one short advice, that the greatest asset that you have, which is more than money, which we've been talking about budgeting, is actually your time. So please let time for work that is related to this program. So set time to do the assignment and don't arrive at the next session and offer some precious resource that you have. So good luck, guys. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much, Sviso. Thank you very much, everybody. And I think we'll end here for today. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mentally, spiritual, and physical being. And we will see you in our next session, and have a good week and enjoy your time with your coaches. And please do the link and the assignment. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, where's the song?
What's no song?
What happened to our DJ?
To.
I know it's not Friday, but
DJ,
Please do your quiz, guys. Please do your quiz. Do your quiz. All right. Thank you very much. Bye for now.
Thank you,
Goodbye.
everyone.
thank you,
Have a good
guys. All the best.
afternoon.
Feel free to
Bye-bye.
switch
See you
on
soon.
your
See you
videos.
soon.
Okay, bye.
Go and make the money. Go and make the money.
and be happy while
We'll
you
have
make the money.
next time. Money, 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 money. Money.
You can do much better than that, quiz. Sorry, Tobeka.
I can't believe you did that, but it's a
I've
compliment.
seen better. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just worried for rights. That's why I didn't want to.
Yeah, that's true. Makes sense.
Yes.